You are 13.8 billion years old. Now, I know it sometimes feels like that, and for sure we can feel as old as the universe, but there is absolute truth in that. We are as old as the universe on a number of different levels. So let's take the hydrogen in your body. Hydrogen is part of water. The water is the molecule H2O, hydrogen and oxygen. And there's also quite a lot of hydrogen in all of the other molecules. We've got amino acids and enzymes and proteins and all sorts of things in our body. Now, that hydrogen that's in your body is the same as all other hydrogen in the entire universe. It was actually made in the process of the Big Bang. The universe began, as far as we know, 13.8 billion years ago, as an enormous ball of pure energy. Now, as energy cooled very, very quickly, expanded and cooled, then out of that pure energy came particles, like solidified particles. And if you get one proton, we call that hydrogen. And then later on, as things cooled a little bit more, it attracts an electron and we get neutral hydrogen. So that hydrogen, basically protons, formed in vast quantities at the very beginning of the universe in the Big Bang. And then it was floating around in space, in enormous gas clouds, in stars, moving around until it found its way onto our planet as our solar system formed, and then into maybe some food you ate or some air you breathed or water you drank, and then your body has been synthesizing that hydrogen and making up you in this very moment. And then, of course, when you die, the elements of your body will decompose and go back to the earth, and then that hydrogen will be recycled and reused in future life forms and ways in which the universe is. So the hydrogen. Now, other elements of the body, like the oxygen and then other things like carbon, nitrogen and things, were actually formed inside stars. So the universe produced enormous amounts of hydrogen, and then along came stars and started converting hydrogen, that simple single proton, into more complex and heavier elements, and then we end up with the other ones we know: carbon, nitrogen, oxygen, and so on. So your body is made of the products and the processes that have been going on in the universe since the very, very beginning. But there's more, right? So we think of ourselves as beginning when we are born and finishing when we die. That's our life and our body and our consciousness, if you like, our being. But we know our body is made of material which has been existing in the universe in many, many different forms and shifting in and out of different stars and forming planets and things. And also in the not too distant past in different life forms. So the physical body itself is part of this ongoing transformation. It doesn't start or finish, it just transforms. Also, our being, a human being, is the product of an evolution that has been going on since the beginning of life on this planet. And so, is there an end to that? I mean, we're just in this process. We're just a sort of chain, a link in this long chain of events that are going on. And you could say, well, life began on this planet in the conditions of the early planet, and our planet formed as part of the solar system, and the solar system formed from material that was originally in previous stars. So again, on many different levels, then we can trace ourselves back to the very beginning of the universe. And to think that we're actually a separate, individual, isolated entity itself is an illusion. We're actually not really separate. We exist in this interconnected dynamic flow of the universe. So our being, start when we're born, finish when we die, is an illusion in itself. We're just the universe evolving, the universe manifesting, the universe in this moment, in this experience of you right now, but ongoing in a flow. So you really are as old as the universe, and you really are indeed the universe itself in this form. How absolutely wonderful and amazing.